One heart, two voices. And the galaxy stood still. They were new, loud and full of feelings. Other species watched them with careful eyes and quiet fear. Humans spoke too fast, laughed too loud, and made choices that made no sense. They were not strong like the stone-skinned races. They were not long-lived like the star-born minds. They were not calm like the light forms. To the galaxy, humans were unfinished creatures. That was why Evan was surprised when his name was chosen. He was not famous. He was not a hero. He was a simple pilot who flew supply ships between quiet stations. He liked clear orders and calm space. When the message came, he read it 3 times to be sure. He was ordered to join a mixed-species exploration ship called the Far Horizon. Evan packed his bag in silence. He did not smile. He did not panic. He only felt a small weight in his chest, like something was waiting to wake up. The Far Horizon was large and cold. Its metal hulls smelled sharp and clean. Alien crew members walked past Evan without greeting him. Some stared. Some whispered in sounds he could not understand. A few turned away, as if he did not exist. The captain was tall and thin, with dark skin that shimmered under the ship lights. His eyes did not blink when he spoke. "You are the human pilot," the captain said. "Yes," Evan replied. "You will follow orders. You will not act on emotion." Evan nodded. "I understand." The captain studied him for a long moment, then turned away. The mission was simple. The Far Horizon would travel beyond mapped space and scan a quiet region known as a Still Reach. No signals came from there. No ships returned with clear data. The galaxy believed nothing lived there. Humans were often sent where others did not want to go. The ship entered jump space smoothly. Evan sat at his station, hands steady. Stars stretched into long lines, then snapped back into sharp points as the jump ended. Silence filled the bridge. Not normal silence. No soft hum of systems. No distant vibrations. Even the lights felt dull. The ship had arrived in the Still Reach. Evan felt it first. A pressure behind his eyes. A slow, deep pull in his chest. He took a quiet breath and checked his panel. Systems were working, but the readings felt wrong, like echoes of real data. Around him, the alien crew shifted uneasily. One officer clicked his claws in warning. Another wrapped thin arms around herself. "No signals," someone said. No background noise. The captain frowned. "Begin scan." The scanners showed nothing. Empty space. Too empty. Minutes passed. Then Evan heard it. Not a sound. Not a voice. More like a thought that was not his own. Still. Evan froze. His hands stayed on the controls, but his heart began to beat faster. He told himself it was stress. Humans imagine things. Everyone knew that. Then the thought came again. Watch. Evan swallowed. He did not speak. He did not move. The ship shuddered. Alarms did not sound. They simply did not work. The Far Horizon slowed, as if thick air surrounded it. "What is happening?" an officer cried. The captain gave sharp orders, but no one responded fast enough. Panic spread like heat. Evan saw movement on the main screen. Not light, not shadow. Space itself seemed to bend. The pressure in his chest grew stronger. "Do not fear," the thought said. Evan stood. The bridge went quiet. Every alien turned towards him. "Sit down," the captain ordered. Evan did not hear him. His eyes stayed on the screen. He felt calm, strangely calm. The fear around him felt distant, like it belonged to someone else. "What is that?" someone whispered. The shape moved closer. No edges, no form, just absence. The aliens froze. Some collapsed. Others covered their eyes. Evan stepped forward. His heart beat once, then again. With each beat, the pressure eased. The thought spoke again, clearer now. "You hear me because you can." Evan's mouth was dry. "Who are you?" he asked softly. "I am not who. I am also you." The shape stopped. The ship stopped. Time felt thin. Evan placed his hand on the cold glass of the main screen. His reflection stared back, but his eyes looked deeper than before. The fear on the bridge did not touch him. The captain tried to move, but his legs would not respond. "Human," the captain said through clenched teeth. "What did you do?" Evan did not answer. He did not know. The thought guided him like a hand on his back. "Listen," it said. Evan listened. He felt the ship, not as metal and wires, but as motion and purpose. He felt the crew, their sharp fear, their fast thoughts. He felt the space around them, wide and old. The silence was not empty. It was aware. The shape pulled back, as if curious. Evan lowered his hand. The ship's systems flickered back to life. Lights brightened. Sound returned. The aliens gasped and cried out. The shape vanished. Evan collapsed into his chair, shaking. "What just happened?" an officer asked. No one answered. The captain slowly regained control of his body. He stood, eyes locked on Evan. "You will explain," he said. Evan tried to speak, but no words came. His heart still felt full, like something was sharing the space inside him. "I don't know," Evan finally said. "I heard something." The bridge filled with nervous sounds. "Hearing things is a human weakness," one alien muttered. Evan looked down. His hands trembled. The thought whispered again, gentle now. "Rest. This is only the beginning." Evan closed his eyes. Somewhere in the still reach the silence listened, and the galaxy took its first breath of fear. The far horizon drifted through the still reach, moving slowly as the crew tried to understand what had happened. Every alien aboard was tense, whispering to each other in languages Evan could not follow. Their eyes darted to him constantly, as if he had caused everything and could do it again. Evan sat quietly in his station, hands resting on the controls. He felt the second voice in his mind again, soft but insistent. "Do not fear. They cannot harm you yet. Watch and listen."
He tried to tell the aliens what he felt, but the words would not come.
How could he explain a presence that was inside him, but not him? How could he describe a feeling of space watching him, waiting, learning? The thought made him uneasy, but not scared. For the first time, he felt like the silence was not hostile. It was curious. The ship's systems began to flicker. Sensors went offline one by one. The communication consoles went dead. The far horizon floated like a stone in space. Panic rose among the crew. A tall, blue-skinned alien officer banged his fists on the panel. "We cannot reach the outside!" Nothing works. Evan watched the panel, feeling calm. "It is not broken," he said, though no one paid attention. His voice sounded strange to him, like it belonged to someone else. The second voice in his mind whispered, "You can fix it." Evan reached out, placing his hands on the control surfaces. He closed his eyes and let the thoughts flow. It was strange, but somehow he understood the ship, not just the panels, the wires, or the engines. He understood the far horizon as if it were alive. The ship's systems hummed, responding to him slowly. Lights returned. The displays flickered. Communication lines buzzed. An alien scientist, small and gray, watched in shock. "How is he doing that? Humans cannot do this," she whispered. Her antenna twitched with excitement and fear.
"It is impossible." Evan opened his eyes.
The second voice in his head spoke again. "There is more. You must see it." He looked at the main sensor screen. A shape was forming in space ahead of them. It was huge, impossible in scale. Evan leaned forward, trying to make sense of it. It was a structure, ancient and vast, floating silently in the still reach. No human records, no alien records mentioned it. The crew began to panic again. "What is that thing?" a green-scaled officer demanded. "It is not on any map." Evan remained calm. "We need to approach it slowly. Carefully," he said. The second voice agreed, urging him forward. The ship moved toward the structure. As they got closer, strange readings filled the screens. Energy levels spiked and fell. Sensors twisted, showing impossible colors and patterns. The aliens trembled. A sudden alarm rang, and the ship lurched. The structure had a magnetic pull that twisted the far horizon in ways no human or alien had expected. The crew shouted, trying to keep control. Evan, guided by the voice, pushed the controls carefully. The ship settled, almost as if it understood him. The structure was immense. Its surfaces glimmered with light that seemed alive. Strange symbols ran along its edges, changing as they watched. Evan reached out in his mind, and the second voice whispered, "They are watching you. They are waiting for someone like you." The alien captain's eyes narrowed. "Human, you will explain yourself. What do you see?" Evan shook his head. He did not know how to explain that it felt like the structure was alive, that it was aware of him. It wants something," he said. "Wants what?" an officer asked. Evan could not answer. The second voice was stronger now, urging him to step forward. He did. Alone. The structure opened. A gate appeared, silent and perfect, inviting him in. Every alien froze, terrified. None dared to move. "You are the first human it has seen in centuries," the voice said. "It seeks the two voices." Evan stepped through the gate. Light surrounded him. The structure pulsed. Energy flowed into him and out at the same time. He felt old memories, not his own, rushing through him. The aliens watched in fear as he floated, suspended by something beyond gravity. The second voice explained in his mind, clear and firm now. "Humans were never meant to have only one mind. You were divided to be controlled. But the structure remembers the whole. It will teach you." Evan felt knowledge flooding him. Thoughts that were not his own merged with his. He felt logic and emotion at the same time, a balance he had never known. His heart beat faster, not from fear but from understanding. Outside, alien fleets began to appear on long-range sensors. Ships of strange design, moving toward the far horizon, drawn by the activation of the structure. They were curious and dangerous. Back on the bridge, the aliens whispered and panicked. "It is calling them," one said. "They are coming." Evan opened his eyes. His body was calm, but his mind was alive with energy. The second voice guided him. "You must act, not with fear, not with anger, with understanding." The alien captain moved toward him. "Human, if you value your life, step back." Evan did not move. The structure pulsed again, as if agreeing with him. The alien froze. Around them, the ship shivered with energy. A sudden alert appeared on the sensors. A small fleet had jumped into the still reach. Hundreds of ships, moving silently, surrounding the far horizon. The aliens drew weapons. Evan felt their fear, their confusion, and their readiness to fight. He felt the pull of the structure behind him, the silence pressing forward, waiting. The second voice spoke one last time before the moment of contact. "Trust yourself. They will not harm you if you show them what it means to be whole." Evan turned, standing tall in the middle of the bridge. He did not feel small. He did not feel weak. He was a human, divided no longer, guided by two voices in one heart. The alien captain stared, unsure whether to attack or retreat. The ships outside waited, their alien crews tense and ready. The silence of the still reach stretched infinitely, listening, waiting, and aware. And in the center of it all, a single human stood. His heart beat with two voices, and the galaxy began to hold its breath. The alien fleet surrounded the far horizon without sound or warning. Their ships were shaped like blades, rings, and flowing shadows, built by minds that did not think like humans. They stopped at a careful distance, forming a silent wall around the ancient structure and the lone human ship drifting beside it. Inside the far horizon, fear thickened the air. Alien officers gripped their stations. Some whispered prayers to old stars. Others watched Evan as if he were both shield and threat. No one knew whether he had saved them or doomed them. Evan stood near the center of the bridge. The light from the structure washed over his face. His heart beat steady, but inside him the two voices moved, like slow tides. The first voice was his own, careful, human. It remembered fear, doubt, and limits. The second voice was older, calm, wide. It did not push. It waited. Together, they listened. The alien captain finally spoke. "Unknown fleets have locked weapons," he said. "One wrong move, and we will not survive." Evan felt the truth of that statement before the sensors confirmed it. He could feel the tension outside the ship, like stretched wire ready to snap.
"They are afraid," Evan said quietly.
Several aliens turned toward him in shock. "You cannot know that," an officer said sharply. But Evan did know. He felt it through the structure, through the silence, through the space between ships. Fear moved through the fleet, sharp and desperate. "They think the structure is a weapon," Evan continued. "They think I activated it to take control." The captain's eyes narrowed. "Did you?" Evan shook his head.
No. It woke because I was near it.
"Because I can hear it." The second voice stirred. It showed him something. Evan closed his eyes. The bridge faded. He saw the past. Long before humans reached the stars, the galaxy had burned. Species rose and fell in endless cycles. Wars were fought not for land, but for control of thought, memory, and time. The strongest species learned that power did not come from weapons alone. It came from unity of mind. Then humans appeared. Early humans were different. They felt deeply and thought sharply. They argued with themselves. They doubted. They hoped. Their minds moved in two paths at once. One measured risk, the other leapt forward. Other species saw danger. Humans were limited, fragile. But when under pressure, they did something no one else could. They balanced emotion and logic together, not one ruling the other. That balance once stopped a galactic war. Fear followed. The galaxy did not destroy humans. Instead, it softened them. It guided their growth. It divided their awareness slowly over generations. Humans forgot what they had been. Until now. Evan gasped as the vision ended. He opened his eyes to find the bridge watching him in silence. "What did you see?" the captain asked, his voice low. Evan hesitated. The words felt heavy. "You were afraid of us," Evan said. "Long ago. You feared what humans could become." The captain said nothing. Outside, one of the alien ships moved closer. A message came through, not in sound but in pulses of light on the screen. "The ship demanded surrender of the human." "They want you," an officer said. "They believe removing you will stop this." Evan felt the second voice respond, calm but firm. "They are wrong, but they do not know another way."
Evan stepped forward. "I will speak to them," he said.
The bridge erupted in protest. "They will destroy you. They will dissect you. They will start a war." Evan raised his hand and the room fell silent. "I will not fight," he said. "If they attack, it will not be because of me." The captain studied him for a long moment. Then he nodded slowly. "We will open a channel." The structure behind Evan pulsed once, like a heartbeat. The channel opened. Evan did not speak aloud. He listened. Then he sent a thought outward, guided by the second voice. It was not language. It was feeling, memory, intent. He sent them fear, not as a weapon, but as a shared truth. He sent them curiosity. He sent them choice. The fleets reacted instantly. Ships pulled back. Energy readings spiked and fell. Confusion spread. One ship broke formation and moved closer, slowly. A single voice answered, not in words, but in sharp impressions. "Why are you awake?" Evan responded gently. "Because it is time. You are unstable. You will cause collapse." Evan felt his own fear rise. The human part of him wanted to step back, to hide, to survive. The second voice steadied him. "Balance does not destroy. It holds." Evan sent them a memory of the past war, of countless lives lost, of the moment when two human voices stood together and refused to choose domination or surrender. Silence followed. Then something unexpected happened. The structure began to change. Its surface unfolded, revealing deep chambers filled with light and shadow. Energy flowed outward, not as force, but as invitation. Across the still reach, ancient signals awakened. Other structures answered. The alien fleets reacted in panic. "What have you done?" the captain whispered.
Evan shook his head. "I did not do this."
"We did." The second voice spoke clearly now. "They are responding to humanity, not you alone. On distant worlds, sensitive instruments flared. Ancient machines that had slept for ages began to hum. The galaxy felt it. Humans were being noticed. Inside the far horizon, Evan staggered. The weight of awareness pressed down on him. Too much, too fast. The two voices began to argue. The human voice feared losing himself. The other warned of hesitation. Evan clutched his chest, gasping. The bridge rushed toward him. He fell. Darkness closed in. But even as he fell, he felt the galaxy leaning closer, watching, waiting. And for the first time in a very long age, unsure. Evan drifted in darkness, but it was not empty. It felt wide and slow, like floating in deep water. Sounds came without direction, heartbeats, breathing, the quiet hum of the far horizon. Two voices moved inside him. One was afraid. The other waited. The human voice felt small now. It worried about the crew, about the ships outside, about losing itself. It asked questions with no answers. The second voice did not argue. It did not command. It only held space, steady and calm. "Balance," it said without words. Evan felt pain in his chest. Not sharp, but heavy. He tried to breathe. Light returned. He opened his eyes. He was lying in a small medical room. Soft panels glowed above him. Tubes ran from his arms to quiet machines. A figure sat beside the bed. It was Lena. She was human. An engineer from the far horizon. Quiet, careful. She always fixed things others gave up on. "You are awake?" she said softly. Evan swallowed. His throat was dry.
"How long?" "Several hours," she replied. "You scared everyone." He tried to sit up.
His body felt weak, but his mind felt too full. "What happened?" he asked. Lena hesitated. "After you collapsed, the structure kept changing. The alien fleets pulled back, but they did not leave. They are watching, waiting." Evan closed his eyes. Inside him, the two voices stirred again. "They are afraid of what comes next," the second voice said. "So am I," Evan whispered. Lena leaned forward. "You were speaking before you fell, not with words, with something else." The aliens felt it. Some of them panicked, others, a chair. Listened. Evan looked at her. "Did you feel it?" She nodded slowly. "Yes, not clearly, but enough to know it was real." He sat up carefully. "I do not think this is about me anymore." Before Lena could respond, the door slid open. The alien captain entered, followed by several officers. Their faces were tense. Their eyes never left Evan. "You are awake," the captain said. "That is unfortunate and fortunate at the same time." Evan met his gaze. "What is happening?" The captain folded his hands behind his back. "News is spreading faster than expected. Other fleets are moving. Not just those here. Others. Many others." Evan felt a chill.
"Toward us? Yes. And toward human space?"
Silence filled the room. Lena stood. "They are going to attack Earth?" The captain did not answer right away. "Some want to destroy humanity before more awaken. Others want to control you. Others want answers." Evan felt the weight settle fully now. "They are afraid," he said. "They should be," an officer snapped. "You activated ancient systems across the galaxy." Evan shook his head slowly. "Humans did. Not on purpose." "Not as a threat." The second voice moved closer. Stronger now, but still gentle. "You must choose how to stand." Evan swung his legs off the bed. His balance wavered, but Lena helped steady him.
I need to speak again,
Evan said.
Not alone this time, the captain frowned. Speak to whom?
To them and to us. The bridge was filled with tension when Evan returned. The ancient structure loomed outside, glowing softly. The alien fleets remained at a distance, but their weapons were armed. Screens lit up with incoming signals, demands, threats, warnings. Evan stood at the center. "Listen to me," he said, his voice calm but firm. "You fear humans because you think we are becoming something new. But this is not new. It is remembered." An officer scoffed. "Words will not stop war." Evan closed his eyes. He reached inward. The two voices rose together, no longer pulling apart. Logic and emotion moved side by side. He opened himself. This time he did not just send thought outward. He allowed others in. Across the bridge, the crew gasped. They felt it, not control, not force, understanding. They felt Evan's fear, his doubt, his hope. They felt the second voice, too, calm and wide. They felt how both could exist without one destroying the other. Some aliens staggered. Others fell to their knees. "This is impossible," someone whispered. "No," Evan said quietly. "This is human." Outside, the alien fleets reacted. Energy readings spiked wildly. Ships shifted position. Confusion spread. One ship broke formation and moved forward again. A presence reached out. "You risk collapse," the presence warned. "You open doors you cannot close," Evan answered without fear. "Doors were closed long ago without our choice." The presence paused. Inside Evan something strained. The human voice feared losing himself again. The second voice held firm. "Balance," it repeated. Evan's knees buckled, but Lena caught him. "I can't hold this alone," Evan said aloud.
I was never meant to. The structure pulsed. Signals spread.
On distant human worlds, something stirred. Not power. Awareness. Humans began to feel quiet questions inside themselves. Not voices, but space. Room to think and feel together. The alien fleets felt it too. Panic turned into desperation. A massive fleet jumped into the edge of the Stillreach. Its ships were dark and heavy, built for war. Their leader sent no greeting. Weapons charged. "They will attack," the captain said grimly. Evan looked at the screen. He felt the rage and fear driving that fleet. He felt how close they were to destroying everything. The human voice inside him trembled. The second voice did not. Evan stepped forward. "No," he said. "They will listen." The captain stared at him. "You are certain?" Evan shook his head. "No." But certainty is not required. He reached outward again, but this time he did something different. He did not speak as one. He opened the channel wider. Lena felt it. Other humans on the ship felt it. Far away, humans felt it too. Not commands. An invitation. Choice. Across the void, the warfleet hesitated. The presence from before returned, sharper now. "If we allow this, the old order ends," Evan answered with quiet truth. "It already has." For a long moment, nothing moved. Then, slowly, the warfleet powered down its weapons. The still reach grew silent again. Evan's vision blurred. The strain was too much. The two voices inside him pulled close, then finally settled, not merged, not separate, but aligned. He collapsed to the floor. As darkness took him again, he felt something new. Not fear, not power, trust. The galaxy did not move. It waited. The far horizon moved slowly through the still reach, its hull glowing softly with the energy of the ancient structure behind it. Evan sat in the center of the bridge, calm now, though his body still trembled from the strain of the last encounter. Lena was beside him, quietly monitoring systems, but she felt it too. The quiet awareness that the galaxy was watching, waiting for what humans might do next. The alien captain paced in silence. His crew stared at Evan, unsure how to act. Their weapons were powered down, but their fear remained. "How do we proceed?" he asked finally, his voice low. We cannot remain here. Others will arrive. Evan nodded slowly. We do not attack. We protect. The captain's eyes narrowed. Protect? Against whom? Evan did not answer aloud. Instead, he focused on the fleet outside. Alien ships moved in formation, circling the far horizon. Their pilots were tense, waiting for an excuse to fire. He felt their fear. He felt their curiosity. And he felt something else. A question that had no words. Who are humans now? The second voice moved through him. Trust them. Show them. Evan closed his eyes. He reached outward again, but not as before. This time he allowed the aliens to see what he was feeling. Fear, hope, doubt, and strength all at once. Not control, not command. Boldly understanding. One by one, the alien ships hesitated. Energy pulses that had threatened to erupt into weapons fire fell to soft hums. The pilots froze, then slowly moved back. Some lowered shields, others opened communication channels. The human voice inside him whispered, "This is too much. We cannot hold it." The second voice replied, "Together." Evan opened his eyes. He looked at the far horizon's crew. They were staring at him, wide-eyed. "Do not be afraid," he said softly. "We do not seek war. We seek balance. We protect life, even theirs." The captain's hand rested on the console. "You expect them to believe that?" "They already feel it," Evan said. "They are learning it, like we are." The bridge was quiet except for the hum of the ship and the distant energy of the structure. Outside, the fleets remained, but their posture had changed. Weapons were idle. Communications were open, but no one spoke. Then a signal arrived. Not words, not sound, not commands. A pulse of thought from the war fleet's leader. It was strong, tense, demanding. Evan felt it in his mind. "You fear what humans can become," he said. "I feel your fear, but fear does not need to end in violence." The second voice guided him again. "Send more, show them memory. Show them choice." He allowed the aliens to see the story of humans long ago, of balance achieved in a single heartbeat between logic and emotion. He allowed them to feel the courage humans had shown to save even their enemies. He showed them the risk of war and the cost of fear. The fleets reacted. Ships faltered. Pilots hesitated. Some turned away. Others stayed, but their weapons remained cold. On the far horizon, Lena whispered, "It is working." Evan nodded, though he felt the strain building. The energy from the structure pulsed through him, through the ship, through the minds of humans and aliens alike. It was too much for a single human to hold. The human voice faltered. "I cannot do this alone." The second voice held steady. "Together," it said. Evan reached further, allowing other humans aboard to join him. Their hearts and minds lent strength, even a small measure. He could feel it. Hundreds of humans connected through space, feeling balance and trust, reaching outward with him. The fleets began to respond. Not just the closest ships, but others far away, even those moving toward human space. Energy readings shifted. Weapon systems cooled. Confusion spread among alien command. One ship, larger than the rest, moved closer. Its leader did not respond to pulses, did not send thought. It waited. Its silence was heavy and sharp. Evan felt the presence's power, its fear, and its challenge. He met it with the calm of both voices. "You do not need to destroy. You do not need to control. There is another way." For a long moment the Warfleet leader did nothing. Then, slowly, the ship powered down weapons. It aligned its course, not to attack, but to observe. Outside the far horizon, a quiet wave spread. Other fleets followed. Those seeking war slowed. Those seeking control paused. The galaxy held its breath. The captain exhaled slowly. "I do not understand," he said. "How can one human?" Evan shook his head. "Not one. All humans, we are learning, together. We can feel the balance inside us. It is not strength or weapon. It is choice. The far horizon moved carefully through the still reach. The ancient structure pulsed behind them, a quiet heartbeat that stretched across space. The fleets circled, watching, but none dared strike. Lena leaned close to Evan. "Are you all right?" she asked. "I am," he said, though his body was still weak.
I have never felt anything like this, but I understand more than before.
The captain studied him. "You have changed the galaxy with your mind, and yet you speak of understanding and balance. How do we survive after this?"
Evan looked at him, steady and calm.
"We survive because we do not fight as others expect. We survive because we protect. We survive because we learn, not conquer." Outside, the fleets began to withdraw slowly. Ships turned back toward their own space, uncertain, cautious, aware that humans were no longer simple. Inside, the bridge was silent, except for the hum of systems and the soft pulse of the ancient structure. Evan closed his eyes. He felt both voices fully now, not separate, not in conflict, but aligned. Logic and emotion moved together. Heart and mind were one. He knew the galaxy had noticed humanity, and he knew it was only the beginning. The still reach grew quiet again. The stars shone softly. The galaxy waited, listening, aware that the humans were no longer what it had expected. And in the center of it all, Evan sat, calm, steady, balanced, ready for whatever came next. The far horizon drifted through the still reach, carrying Evan and his crew, the ancient structure glowing softly behind them. Outside, alien fleets had withdrawn, but their presence lingered like echoes in space. Every ship, every mind, every sensor was aware now. Humans were no longer invisible. Humans were no longer weak. Humans were different. Inside the bridge, silence stretched, not uncomfortable, but alive. The crew of the far horizon moved quietly, aware that what had happened could not be undone. Lena sat beside Evan, monitoring the ship, but she did not speak. He only felt it. The pulse of awareness moving through space, reaching across stars, reaching toward humans far away. Evan stood at the center of the bridge. He felt the two voices inside him fully aligned. They were not separate anymore, not arguing, not pulling apart. Logic and emotion, caution and courage, fear and hope. They moved together, not as conflict, but as harmony. The first human voice whispered, "What now?" The second voice answered clearly, firmly, and with calm. "Show them who we are." Evan reached outward again, not as one human but as a symbol of humanity. He allowed others to join him, the engineers, the scientists, Lena, even the humans across distant colonies. He sent them the balance, the awareness, the understanding of choice, courage, and protection. Across the galaxy, humans felt it. Not as orders, not as commands,
Not as visions, as quiet awareness.
The second voice had taught them something. It had awakened them. Humanity began to feel whole, not divided, not incomplete. Alien ships paused as they detected the shift. Fleets that had intended to attack human colonies slowed. Their leaders hesitated. They had expected fear, or chaos, or violence. Instead, they felt something else: patience, courage, and understanding. They sensed that humans no longer acted for conquest or control. They acted for balance, for life. Evan opened his eyes. The far horizon floated silently. The ancient structure pulsed behind them, as if approving the human presence. The alien captain stepped forward, awe in his eyes. "You have changed everything," he said quietly. "I did not change it alone," Evan replied.
"It is not just me. Humans are waking."
"We are learning together. We do not need a single voice to guide us. We can guide ourselves." Outside, the stars seemed to shine brighter. The alien fleet slowly retreated, and some sent signals, not of attack, but of acknowledgement.
They did not fully understand, but they felt the change. They knew they were witnessing something unprecedented.
Far away, on human worlds, people began to feel the second voice within themselves. It was not always clear. It was not always strong. But it was there. Awareness that humans were more than what they had been taught, more than what others had feared. Whole, complete, balanced. Evan felt it too, a quiet satisfaction, a deep calm. The human voice was steady, the second voice clear, and together they hummed in his chest. He could feel the pulse of the far horizon, the glow of the ancient structure, and the far-reaching waves of awareness spreading across the stars. Lena touched his shoulder. "You did it," she said softly.
No, Evan said. We did it.
"Humanity did it." The alien captain nodded, slowly understanding. "You are not what we expected. Perhaps the galaxy needs to learn this lesson not from war, but from understanding."
Evan smiled faintly. "It has already begun."
The far horizon moved forward. The still reach no longer felt silent. It felt alive. Not because of power, not because of weapons, not because of fear, but because of awareness, because the galaxy had learned something new about humans, something it had forgotten. The ancient structure pulsed one final time and then quieted. Its work was done. For now, humans had awakened. The galaxy had noticed, and it would never be the same again. Evan stepped back, letting the bridge crew continue their work. He did not feel the need for recognition. He did not need to be the hero. The second voice whispered, calm and gentle, "Your purpose is balance, not glory." The far horizon continued through space, carrying humans who were awake and aware, not as conquerors, not as victims, but as complete beings. The galaxy was quiet again, but now it was listening. And for the first time, the galaxy knew that humans were not weak. They were not incomplete. They were whole. They were ready.